three-pointers late there. What was going through your mind? And I saw you kind of tell your teammates to calm down after the second one. What was your message to them, and what were you thinking?
I mean, I just told them they're a great team. Michigan State, they're a great team. Hall of Fame coach and Coach Izzo. So, of course, they're going to make runs. I told my team that we going to be good. Every great team make run. They're not going to just lay down, let's just beat them. So, when it got down the stretch, I just told them, let's just lock in. This is what we come here. This is what we play for. Big games like this. Last 4 minutes, let's just give it all we have.
Rob?
After you hit the two big threes, there was the play where Coach wanted you to stretch out the time. How hard is it to get back in track when you're trying to kill time and execute?
I mean, it's like you're still trying to be aggressive, but at the same time, you're trying to get a basket. So, I mean, it's something you got to have. You got to just have IQ, got to have feel. The bond that I have with Coach Underwood, I know he trusts me. So I just play freely. I just go off my instincts.
Jim?
Giorgi, you guys controlled the game for most of it tonight, but then they came back towards the end there and took a brief lead. But, your man right next to you there, brought you back. And just talk a little bit about down the stretch, what you guys were feeling, how you fed off the crowd.
Oh, my God. It was an unbelievable feeling. Unbelievable feeling. Our crowd, our energy in the gym was unbelievable. We knew they would make a run. They are a great team. Obviously, they top 5 in the country, I think, or top 10. I mean, they're great. They will make their run, but we still stayed in the game no matter what. We fed off our crowd. A great coaching was there, good timeouts, whatever. So everything was great, I think.
Eric?
At the 2-minute mark, you're coming off hitting the game-tying three, and you're at the top of the key. Just at what point did it come to the realization that this was your shot to take?
I mean, it's just something that I just try to be a closer. I feel like late game, last 4 minutes, that's really where I just have to just close out the game because I know my team, they fighting, they doing everything they can to win. And it's collective effort, but at the end of the game, I just feel like that when it's 4 minutes and under, it's time for me to close. Like I tweeted yesterday, the managers, they're the real MVP. Those shots that I work on with the managers each and every night, I work on going at them full speed, trying to make them fall, and they get up and they just give me their best shot, and it helped me in the game.
Jeremy?
You forced Cassius Winston, maybe the Big Ten Player of the Year, into 9 turnovers tonight. What'd you guys do, and what do you see is clicking defensively, especially lately?
I mean, he's a great player. He's poised, so to force him to turn the ball over 9 times, that's big. It's just the pressure we play with. No guard really wants to play against our pressure, especially when we can rotate me, Trent, and Dre on you and just keep rotating it. So we just try to keep a fresh body on him at all times. We know that he accounts for 50% of the offense, so we knew that the only way we can win this game was just try to keep the ball in his hands and just keep fresh bodies on him.
In the back.
Giorgi, can you describe that moment when right here?
Oh, sorry.
When the Crush rushed the court and that time as the clock ran out, and then to have your brother here for this as well, what was that like?
It was shocking, man. I'm still shocked, to be honest. Like, I'm shocked. I mean, where we at right now, that's what we work for, that feeling, I'm shocked. The crowd, the crowd was unbelievable today. I never ever been a part of a game, either watching or being in the game, to have that energy. I had goosebumps, like, in the game last, it was 25 seconds, I think, and Ayo made a 3, and crowd with that, I had goosebumps. Like, it was an unbelievable feeling. I'm still shocked. It's just a great feeling, man. I don't know.
Giorgi, a lot of talented big men for Michigan State. What was the game plan to kind of slow them down?
I mean, he's one of the best bigs in the country, and he runs the floor so hard, and he posts ups early and gets his touches early, and then easy points. It was just deny the ball, get as last catches for him as we could, and I think we did that pretty well. He got a couple of layups, but I think overall we did a great job not let him get the ball.
Nico, right here.
Ayo, you guys have talked so much about growth. Is this kind of the culmination of everything you guys have been building towards?
Yeah, this is a big win. It's a top 10 team in the country at home. We was coming off what we trying to get better at, which was getting 2 big games in a row. So it's great to have the monkey off our back and doing that. But now we're just trying to get ready for Rutgers. We're trying to just keep going, keep winning. we believe in ourselves. Now we're trying to show everybody that's what we believe in. So we're not trying to lay no more eggs. We're just trying to come out and just keep playing hard. So we're going to try to enjoy this. This is once in a lifetime. Well, not once in a lifetime, but like once in a long time opportunity.
Derek?
Ayo, a lot of guys will say every game's the same. Yesterday you weren't afraid to, let us know that this meant a little extra for you, knowing the opponent, knowing the stage. What is it about the big moment that kind of makes you rise up to that?
I mean, it's just the way I was raised, and also how my teammates, they believe in me. Me being a freshman, they don't care about that. They just believe me like I believe in Trent. Late game situation, when I'm taking the ball out, I'll tell him get open. I know he the fastest one on the court, so I'll look for him. So it's just basically just having trust in each other. My teammates, they do an incredible job of believing in me and instilling confidence in me. Where it's late game, I know I can rise to the occasion.
Scott?
Trent, I mean, you guys forced 24 turnovers, but would you maybe consider that last Michigan State possession maybe one of your best where they were trying to get a three and couldn't get an open look at all?
I think that's just what we do. We're always up the line, in the line, and we try to make them play through their bigs, but not all the time. But when Cassius gave it up, I try to do my best to not let him get it back because I know he was going to make a play. But everyone did their job. We forced a tough shot out to volleyball line, and that's just who we are. And this team is coming along, and we're changing this program, and it's incredible.
Joey?
Ayo, when you came here, you said you wanted to change the program. When you saw the crush around you there, what was going through your mind when all of that happened?
I mean, that's a hooper's dream, especially being from Chicago. That's a hooper's dream, storming the court. And the Crush, they do an incredible job of supporting us no matter what. At the lowest point of the season, they was there. So now I'm really excited for them because I know that they come to every game. They sell out every time we play. So it was great to have them get this experience.
Jeremy?
Trent, just how is this, you and I, over the last couple of games, defensively, offensively, seems to be clicking? What is it about now that you think it's clicking?
It's crazy, man. As a freshman, he's done an unbelievable job, putting those big shoes on every game. And, for me, I don't have to go out there every night and, exert so much energy to try to score 30 a game, We got even Giorgi being involved, it's incredible the things they can do. They can put the ball in the hole, all three levels. And, I think we're the best backcourt duo in the country. And I believe that, I strongly believe that. We get after it on defense. When Coach tell us double fist, that gets us going. We pick up full court. We want to frustrate their point guards. Get after the whole game. So, but both of these guys, just them fulfilling their role, and having to, step up a little bit more than they would usually, that freshmen would usually have to, is incredible. And they're doing an unbelievable job with that.
Anything else for the players? Right here from Rob.
Giorgi, where did you pull this from? Was it in your uniform hidden somewhere?
A Georgian flag, flag of my country. Somebody gave it to me from Orange Crush. As Ayo said, we have I really believe we have top 5 fans in the country. And then Orange Crush, they just unbelievable. And somebody, when they came on the court, somebody had the flag in their hand, and they came all the way up to me, and they gave me the flag, and it was just an unbelievable feeling. I represent my country, country of Georgia, so it was a great feeling for me.
Last question from
Giorgi, I know David had been working with you on your free throws. Much better tonight than on Saturday. What did you guys do between Saturday and tonight that helped you knock them down?
He gave me a tip. He told me my feet are together. My feet are together. I have to have my feet a little wider. So I was focusing on that once I was stepping up to a line. So I knocked a couple of free throws down. I have to still work on that. Have to be better, and looking forward to it.
I didn't have anything to put on. I did. It's really cold too. I thought tonight the first half was as good defensively as any team I've coached has played. In the passing lanes, disruptive, turning defense into offense. The job we did on the defensive glass for us, limiting them to one offensive rebound the first half. led to really good offense and us being able to make shots and play in a rhythm that was very, very good. Obviously, you force a team like Michigan State into 17 turnovers, you're going to feel good. And I like that. I thought the second half was a half where there was not a lot of rhythm. We couldn't get anything established offensively. And even though we missed a few layups, it was frustrating. But about 3.5 to go, I think there was a media timeout, and I told our guys in the locker room, this is why you came here, to be in these games, in these situations, down the stretch, and this is when we're going to become this is going to be a defining moment, and this is when we're going to establish what we're about. And prior to that, the biggest play of the game, I thought, was Andres Feliz. 1 second on the clock. Ayo gives him a great pass for an and one, down 3. And then Ayo obviously hits the 2 shots. And then we executed very, very well down the stretch defensively. So all in all, I'm elated. I'm so happy for the guys in the locker room. And it's been something that we keep growing, we keep getting better, we keep working, and that's those young men are to be commended for that.
Questions?
Brad, after Ayo's 2 big shots, you wanted to run some clock. They never got anything really to execute it at the end of that. How hard is it when you're spreading out time to get back in the flow?
Well, I think the one thing that was, Ayo hit the 2 shots, and we were switching everything late. And then offensively, it's hard to get in any type of rhythm when you know they're going to foul you. And then it's more about your press breaker and getting open. Trent stepped up and made his free throws. They fouled Giorgi. Giorgi broke really hard to get open, and he made 1 of 2. So we kept it at 3, and then we kept it at 2 possessions. And then obviously Aaron Jordan made a huge block, on a really hard closeout, and that was something that helped seal it.
Jeremy?
Brad, this felt like your kind of team. Felt like the defense, offensively, your system seemed to move a little bit. Is there such a thing as turning a corner? Like, do you believe in that?
Yeah, I do. There's no doubt. But I think the one thing that now's not the time to reflect on that. It's 1 of 20. And yet it is more than that to us. And I think that it proves that we can beat the country's best. And you look at their statistical numbers; they're right there. They're the best in a lot of categories. And defensively, and that was we were good. We were really, really good the first half. And then offensively, we played with pace and we spread it around and we'll reflect on that maybe at the end of the year, maybe 3 years or 5 years, and say this moment, this was the one.
Coach, with under 2 minutes left and Niles coming off hitting that game-tying 3, he pulls the ball out. And what's just going through your head at that time when you kind of realize that he's going to be the one to take this shot?
Well, the objective there was to go at Cassius. Cassius had 4 fouls. He's their best weapon. We ran a little action we call pistol, which is just a guard-on-guard screen. And he was guarding Trent. And so we had Trent set the up screen. They went under it. He hit the first one, and then the second one was the same type of action to create that switch. So it wasn't the play as much as it was creating the matchup that we needed to get to in that moment.
Brad, I know you guys haven't had a whole lot of home Big Ten games, and now you've got 3 in a row, 2 out of 3 already. And just talk about the crowd and how you guys fed off that crowd tonight.
Well, there's no doubt that they were huge, and I think the one thing that it's one of the reasons I came here. I mean, this place is incredible. Our fans never give up attitude, never die attitude. The Orange Crush. We haven't we haven't dotted the top 25. We were not there yet, and yet these fans are so passionate and so prideful, and it's fun to really reward them, and yet they helped us a great deal, and this place was rocking, and this is the State Farm Center I remember.
You asked the players before, but what's the first thing that went through your head when the clock hit zeros?
Can't repeat that. No, I think that it's so much respect for Tom. It's so much respect for Michigan State. That's a program that Tom's been there 23 or 24 years, and everything that they have accomplished and the culture that they have established. And it's not just beating a top 10 team. It was beating them because of what they stand for. And I mean, they're everything that I want to try to be. And there was an excitement level because of that, but there was also my thoughts were almost completely with our guys. I'm so happy for our guys because we weren't ready early to win, and now we've had enough, and we've kept working, and they deserve that.
Scott.
So you've now forced Cassius Winston into his 2 worst performances turnover-wise in his career. What is it maybe about the pressure defense that you've been able to really bother him?
Well, I mean, he's arguably going to be one of the candidates for Player of the Year in the league, and it's not just the job that you do on him; it's the job that you do in denying his entries and making them hard. And we wanted to make sure that we were very, very concerned about Goins coming in. He's been playing great. And they ran a play to him with the game on the line against Indiana. He's also a tremendous passer. So I thought just as big the job we did on him was the job that we did on Goins, and Kipper and AJ and Tevi, and all did a solid job on him.
Eric?
Going back to that Ayo shot, after he hit the shot, Michigan State calls a timeout. His teammates are rushing him, but he kind of holds him back and tells him to calm down. What does it just kind of say about him in that moment that he was that composed?
Yeah, the final buzzer had not sounded, and he knows that. And I mean, there's a tremendous poise that Ayo has, and one, he's not afraid to take the shot. Secondly, he knows when you make it that there's still a lot of game left, and when you're playing against the 6th ranked team in the country, you better play it all the way through. So, he's got a maturity about him that's beyond his years.
Jeremy?
Brad, this Ayo, Trent, Andres thing seems to be working. This dynamic. What kind of evolution have you seen from those 3 kind of settling into these roles that are working?
Yeah, and it was one of the things that we felt pretty good about coming into this matchup was taking advantage of the matchup in ball screens. All 3 of those guys are really, really good in ball screens. And we've become so much better defensively that we haven't got as exploited as much because of lack of size or lack of rebounding or whatever. But on the offensive end, Andres is shooting it better. Trent's able to break it down and get in the paint. Andres is becoming not just a guy who's trying to finish now, but spray it and get shots. And we've seen Ayo do a lot of different things, but it's nice. It's what we envisioned, and I think that I'm getting more and more comfortable with that as we go, and we can keep experimenting with different things with that group.
Craig in the back.
I think he had more dunks tonight than in any game this season. What does that say about this team attacking the rim like that?
And we haven't really had very many, have we? No, I think it's there's a balance, and we told our guys before the game that when you go, you better go strong, because this is one of the leading shot blocking teams in the country, and don't go up. And I think Trent had one late where he kind of jackknifed it and double pumped it, but if you go any other way, they're going to block it. And so I think it was just an aggressive mentality, and it's one I hope they liked it. and now we can continue to attack like that.
Isaac.
Brad, five weeks ago, you guys lose to Florida Atlantic here. What is it? Are you surprised with how much this team has improved so much in just over a month?
Damn, that's a way to ruin a good night. I've never stopped believing in this team, and most seasons everybody has a moment where you're not at your best or you're not as dialed in as you need to be. But I've never doubted this team for 1 second because they have never stopped working. It's a close-knit bunch. It is a group that is becoming more confident. And when you lose a bunch of games early, and we had a lot of leads that we lost, now it's nice to be able to finish one off like that. So, but I never doubted that we'd be a good basketball team. It was they wouldn't allow me to ever doubt them because they've worked so hard.
Right here in the middle.
Your thoughts on tonight's free throw performance?
It was better than the other night. That's what you have to do to close out a game and beat a top 10 team. You've got to make free throws. I'm really happy for Trent. We've seen Trent stand up there and have some struggles, and he stood up there tonight. And I mean, he wanted the ball. He wanted the basketball late in the game, and so that's nice to see him have some success there.
Derek.
Coach, how would you describe Ayo's desire and the way he thrives in a big moment on the big stage, and what's it like to coach a guy like that?
Well, you're blessed when you get to coach one, and I mean, I think there's just an inner confidence, and Ayo thinks about basketball. And I'll say this: when he's not in the classroom, he thinks about basketball all the time, and it's a confidence of being in the moment. He's been there before. He's played against the best players in the country. He's had such success, but he's a young man that is not afraid to take the shot and miss it. And there's not a lot of guys that are willing to do that. And when you get that guy, he's in that position now where, yeah, you ride that horse, and he's going to come through.
Last question right here.
Before Andres made that and one late in the game, you guys were on an 8-minute-plus scoring drought. That sank this team at times throughout the year. What do you think allowed you guys to pull out of it tonight?
Great defense at the other end. I thought as much as we had two breakdowns defensively, both in transition. We left Aaron's wide open for a three, and we blew a coverage on Goings hitting a three on a pick and pop. But I thought our defense was solid enough that it kept us in it. And yet we got a little offensively just simply because we kept doing the same thing over and over. Still got room to develop there and mix up some different entries, which we did in the first half. And sometimes it's just about a player making a play. And Ayo made a great pass to Dre, and he finished it. And then we put him in a situation to be successful down the stretch, and he not only made one, he made two.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Sam.
Credit where